Today's video is about getting to know yourself, your colleagues, and your teammates. The tools and activities I'm going to share today have really helped me understand my own behaviors, and they've also helped me support colleagues in making changes that they want to make. I think that when we work closely with others on projects and important initiatives at our schools, it's really important that we get to know how each of us approaches things and what's important to each of us. Welcome to my channel, Lead with Love and Love to Lead. My name is Madden-fuoco, and I believe so much in our ability to change and grow, and I really think our world depends on it. Many of the videos I make are about evaluating teachers, but today's video is more general and how we can get to know ourselves better and those we work with. Getting to know ourselves will help us continue to grow and improve in the ways that we want. And if we're supporting other people's growth, the better we understand one another, the stronger our relationship can be. I think a lot of these tools and activities are really helpful for teams to do together, because collaborating on important projects in a school requires a high level of trust and collaboration. So you can use some of these tools and activities to understand how different people approach things and what different people's styles are. So there's lots of ways you can use these activities. You can use them one-on-one with teachers you're working with, or you can use them in a team, or you could even use them with whole staff and PDs. So here are my 6 favorite tools and activities for getting to know ourselves and one another. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how to get a link to this document so that you have access to all of these activities. Number 1, Plunger Tester Procrastinator. So this one's really cool to use in a team when you're working on a project, because it helps you reflect on and share with one another how you approach new situations. So you can use this related to how folks enter into the water when you first get to a pool or to the ocean. But you can also use it to have folks think about and reflect on when they're in a new situation, or even if it's specific to a project you're working on, how are folks thinking about entering into that new situation? Are they ready to plunge in, or might they wade in, or do they want to test the water first, or do they want to procrastinate? Sometimes as a leader, we're ready to plunge right in, but it's really good to check in with others on our team to see how they're feeling about approaching the situation. So I will include a link to this activity so you can see a possible way to structure this. Number 2, compass points. This one's great to use with a team when you're working on a change initiative at your school. It can even be great to use with individuals that you're working with. So as we work on projects together, we all have a different way of looking at it. So if we like to look at the big picture and think about possibilities, then we might be in east on the compass points. If we are ready to jump right into the project and take action, we might be in north. If we want all the details sorted out, or at least considered before taking action, we're probably a west. And if we want to consider how people will feel and ensure that all voices are heard, we might be a south on the compass points. I find that this one is so helpful for teams to do, because it really helps the team work better and the project be more successful if we have folks on our team who find themselves on different parts of the compass points. But if we aren't aware of these kinds of differences, then we can find ourselves ending up being frustrated with some colleagues who want all the details sorted out before acting, if we don't realize that that's because they're west on the compass points. Number 3, core values. I love this activity from Elena Aguilar. Elena Aguilar has this great activity where folks identify their core values and then determine which ones are most important to them. So you start by circling the 10 values that are most important to you. Then you cross off 5, leaving 5 values. Then you cross off 2 more, leaving the 3 values that are most important to you. I will include a link to this activity, but I think it's such a good one because it really helps us if we know what values guide our actions, and it can really help us get to know others better if we know what values are important to them and what values guide them. Number 4, the 4 tendencies. I use the 4 tendencies framework so often when I'm trying to think about how to get myself to start or stop a habit. The 4 tendencies framework is from Gretchen Rubin, and it's all about how we relate to expectations, both internal expectations, things we want to get ourselves to do, and also external expectations, things other people want us to do. So Rubin asks the question, how do you respond to expectations? And she finds that people answer in one of 4 ways. Upholders readily meet both internal expectations and external expectations. Questioners meet internal expectations, but not external expectations. And I'm a questioner, so for me, it's easy for me to meet expectations I have for myself, and I'll meet any external expectation that I believe in and make into an internal expectation. Obligers. Obligers meet external expectations and live up to what other people hope for them and want them to do, but have a harder time meeting internal expectations. So for example, obligers might have a harder time establishing and sticking to an exercise habit. And rebels resist all expectations. So I really love the 4 tendencies framework because if I know I'm working with an obliger, then I know that that person will benefit from me checking in with them to see how they're doing with meeting an expectation. Or if I'm working with a questioner, then I know I have to work really hard to make sure that person believes in whatever expectation they need to meet. So check out this 4 tendencies quiz to see if you're an upholder, obliger, questioner, or rebel. So there's 2 other personality assessments that I really like, the Enneagram and the Myers-Briggs. These are both more general personality tests, so I will include links to free versions of both of these. For the Enneagram test, I am 100% a challenger, a number 8. And folks who know me will know I can be a powerful and selfless leader, but if I'm out of balance as a challenger, I can be controlling and intimidating. And for the Myers-Briggs test, I love the 16 Personalities website because it tells you who are some famous people who share your Myers-Briggs type. So I'd love it if you wanted to share what any of your types are for any of these assessments if you take them. And I'm hoping that these tools and activities are really useful to you in getting to know yourself better and getting to know your colleagues and teammates better. Most of these activities can be done in 20 to 45 minutes. So check out the description below for a link to this document, which includes links to all of these activities. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in the topic of teacher evaluations, check out these other great videos on my channel. So if this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And please, as always, share it with all your teacher and leader friends, because my mission with this channel is to support leaders' growth so they can support teachers' growth. And as always, if you lead with love, you will love to lead.